Right, so back into War Thunder. Now, 1.55 hit today, quite literally. So I can now, have a look at the British tanks. I have already had a quick look, by the way. I do have to point that out. And I've already been muted on the forums with regards to my distaste with what they're doing with this game. Coincidence that it's the same day as the patch day that I got the mute, obviously. Looking at what they've actually put into the game, there isn't actually really that much for the other nations. In fact, I think the only other nation that's got more than one or more than two vehicles added to it are the Japanese, perversely. The Americans have only been given one new vehicle, which is the F3 F2, which is basically a Buffalo with biplane wings, pretty much. There really isn't that much difference between them. Well, apart from obviously the other wing attached to the top of it. It's not. Yeah. Oh, the other thing as well I should point out with this as well is that it's only at battering 1.7. It is a biplane, so what do you expect really? It's going to sit down there, and well, I don't think it'll be a clubber if I'm honest, but you never know with this game. It's probably got a broken flight model or something. I'm just looking at whatever this thing is here. Bizarre, but I'm not going to question, Gaijins modelers. Obviously, it plays a very integral and important part of the plane. Pretty much like that hole straight through there. Quick look. Yeah, it's got detail on it, obviously. It's not bad looking. A bit faded, considering. And it's probably only got one skin for it, I guess. But yeah, that's the new aircraft for the Americans. I bet that's pleased the Americans no end. Especially considering what the Russians have actually been given. As far as the tanks go, yeah, nothing new for the American tanks. That is still, I'm still researching that, the T-92. I assume that that's going to take me quite some time, to be honest, because I won't be playing Americans anytime soon now. As far as the Germans go, I'm looking at their tech tree again. Not really anything. You might not see anything there. I mean, the Jagdpanzer 4.5 is still, I'm still working on that. That's going to take me forever, as far as I'm concerned. The only other thing that they've added to the Germans, as far as the tanks go, is this vehicle here. Again, perversely, they've given the Germans a Churchill. The comedy value obviously being that they've not given one to the Russians, even though the Russians actually had Churchill sent to them via the land lease. Sorry, no, I don't think it was actually the land lease agreement. But I think it was more to do with us trying to be charitable towards the Russians when they were up shit creek. But yeah, the Germans get the premium, the Russians don't. Bizarre. Another logical decision by Gaijin. As far as the aircraft goes, the Germans have added this aircraft, or had added this aircraft, the Ju-88A1, which is worse than the other Ju-88. So again, Germans, I'm sure, will be happy with this one. Yes, I mean, it's what, Battering 2.0? It's a twin-engine bomber, probably pretty much the same or worse than the Ju-88 already in game. I'd guess it to be worse, really. It's got two MGs on it, not even a forward-firing MG. It's got a fixed forward-firing MG by those things. There. It's got another MG there, and another MG there, but it's only actually... Yeah, okay. Yeah, they are both listed, never mind. So yeah, Ju-88A1. That does have air brakes as well, looking at the wing. Again, I will check it out at some point, but at the moment I'm not really in a rush, and to be honest, unlocking that will take me a game, probably, or two, if that, depending on how well I do in that game. Right, moving on to the Russians. As far as the, I'll do the tanks first, because I don't want to spoil anything for people. Yeah, the Russian tanks, they've had added in one new tank, and that's down here, the T-44-122, which is a premium, 6,090 gold in the Eagles. I won't be getting this, unsurprisingly. And yeah, it's a premium, so I'd expect this thing to outperform like son of a bitch, I guess. Although I have heard some interesting facts about this vehicle already. Apparently, it reloads faster than the IS-2, which yeah, makes perfect sense. You know, smaller tank, smaller reload time, as Sam said last night. And yeah, looking at it, I can see a massive weak spot already. That's there. I expect the turret to be quite bad as well. Thinking about it, let's have a quick look at this. Yeah, 110 and, well, 75. Yeah, that's it. Just shoot through there. Basically, the weak spot is that. You shoot through that driver's port, just around about head height, well, there, and you'll hit the driver right in the face. Okay? And you'll also hit the gunner, sat behind, well, aimer, as they call it, well. And you'll also hit the commander, sat there. So, one shot and that's it, tank is knocked out. I'm not joking, that's pretty much what will happen to that vehicle. 6,090 golden eagles, well spent. Okay, on to the Russian aircraft. Now this is where the kind of, well, I wouldn't say bias, because, you know, people constantly say it's bias. This is Gaijin pandering to the Soviet player base. They've put in the MiG-17. There we go. And make no mistake about it, I'm not going to mince words with this game anymore. This is in because the Russian player base kind of probably went a little bit ballistic as far as the English having the Hunter is concerned. Certainly wouldn't surprise me. And yeah, the next thing that I'm expecting to see is the sky full of these things in jet games, and much rage on the forums with regards to its performance. Okay, so yeah, MiG-17. I mean, to be honest, I really couldn't give a shit about all of these things down here. All the tier 5s, because it's just so broken at the moment. It's just unbalanced and terrible. It really does make a mockery of their own game. I mean, it's not just the same. It's not just the Russians that are broken. It's the Germans and the Americans and the British and the Japanese. All tier 5 jet combat is just broken as fuck. Okay, so on to the British. Now the British have added in 2 bombers by those things, 2 Sterlings, the Sterling B Mark 1 and the Sterling B Mark 3. These bombers are World War II vintage bombers, so they are, you know, of the right era at least, and they were used throughout World War II. My grandfather actually worked on these during World War II, and they were based near Nottingham. I can't remember what the actual air base was called, but yeah, I know he worked nearby. Now, as far as these perform in game, yeah, I'd expect these to just basically join the ranks of B-29s and B-17s that getting shot the shit out of, basically. They won't really stand much chance against anything that will get thrown up against them, and will just die horribly as soon as they get shot at. They are, I mean, looking at the models, yeah, as normal, nice looking models, but with regards to their performance in game, can't really say at the moment, other than to say that, yeah, they're bombers, so they will just die horribly. Of that I have almost no doubt. Let's have a quick look at this one as well. To be honest, I'm not sure if there's actually any difference between the models between the Mach 1 and Mach 3. I'm going to have to maybe have a look at the screenshots that, or at least could do a bit of a better comparison between them. They are really big bombers, I will say that, but that doesn't necessarily make them invulnerable. Certainly not invincible, at least as well. Right, so this is where everyone will go nuts. Well, I say nuts. To be honest, I was kind of like, well, I would say I wasn't hyped about these. I was looking forward to them. I've been looking forward to the British tanks for a long time now. But the issue with the British tanks at the moment, from what I'm seeing, is it's just a complete mess. With tanks being in the wrong part of the tech tree, with tanks having completely retarded battle reigns, and just generally speaking, an air of major league rush. When they, this patch has only been in progress for 2 months or so since the last one, and it kind of shows. I think it shows straight away there, if I'm honest. If you have a look at certain elements here, for example. Okay, so you've got light tank, heavy tank, tank destroyer, heavy tank, heavy tank, heavy tank, heavy tank. So basically you've got 2 light tanks and a TD in the heavy tank line. That's the first point that I'll just make. Second point. Okay, this line here. This is the TD line. Okay? The TDs actually start there. Okay? Before that, you've got light tank, medium tank, and the medium tank. And then a tank destroyer. Bear in mind that all of those are tank destroyers there. Okay? There is another tank destroyer in the tech tree, and it's there in the heavy tank line. It makes no sense whatsoever and looks retarded. Then again, okay, on to the next little thing that I noticed earlier on as well. Okay, are you ready for this one? Corpsman Mach 1 is at battle rating 3.3. Okay, there. Okay. Corpsman Mach 5 is at battle rating 2.7. I'll let that sink in a little bit, shall I? I know the reason for it is to do with the guns, but it makes no sense at all with regards to the way that, this match, well, this tech tree is laid out. The rest of these vehicles down here are, well, I say mediums. That actually isn't. That was used as a tank destroyer. So what it's doing in the medium tank line is a bit strange, I think. That should be over here, in my opinion. Right, the next little bit of an issue that I've noticed with this as well. The battle reigns are just terrible. I mean, seriously, they have no idea what they're doing with these battle reigns anymore. I think they just randomly draw them out of a hat. And, that's about it really. You're left to figure them out, or try and figure out how to use them from there. But yeah, the battle reigns. I mean, they've done the same things previously with regards to the Americans and the Russians as well. In the last patch, for example, they added in the PT-76, which is a 1953 vehicle sat fighting against 1942 vehicles. And they've also got the M41 Walker Bulldog for the Americans sat fighting against 1942 vehicles, which is a 1953 vehicle again. Okay? Now they're pretty much doing the same thing with the British as well. Down here, with the battle rating 4 vehicles, you've got the Centurion Mark III, which I believe was developed in 1948. That's at battle rating 6.3, which again, in theory, means that that can fight against Tiger 1s, which is a 6-year gap in technology. It's basically, yeah, I mean, there is no balance in this game. They've slowly been moving it, and now when they bring the British tanks in, they just go, fuck it, there you go. there's the British tanks. We've just thrown them into the tech tree randomly. Enjoy. That's pretty much what they've done with this. It's just a mess. The Carnarvon. This is a post-war vehicle as well. Battle range 6.3. So it'll fight against 1941, 1942 vehicles. Tortoise. Now this was actually developed during World War II, but it didn't actually run before the end of the war. This is as far as I'm aware. That's a battle rating 6.3. So it will fight against Tiger 1s and Panther Ds. Before I got onto this game this evening, I got a message from Sam. I've been speaking to Sam, during the day. He downloaded it early when I was able to get onto it, and he's been playing it this afternoon. Apparently he, I don't know what he's done. I think he's probably converted using the gold that he made from the gold app. But he basically has managed to take out the Tortoise for a game. And has found that he took it out and came across 2 Panthers and a Tiger 2, I think it was, he said, or maybe Tiger 1. He killed the 2 Panthers and put 1 shot into the Tiger 2 before he got taken out by a plane. The Tiger 2 and the Panthers weren't able to penetrate him frontally. The only way he was killed was by getting bombed. When he was killed and, was given the chance to respawn again, he had 4,000 spawn points from the amount of shots that he'd actually bounced from his tank. Which is just insane. That thing should not be at battle rating 6.3. I'll say that now. Having it at battle rating 6.3 is another retarded decision. And as for the tier 5s for the British, what tier 5s for the British? They've got 2. They have 2 tier 5 vehicles. A Centurion Mark 10, which will have the 105mm gun that's already been nerfed by Gaijin. And they've got the Conqueror, which has 120mm gun. Although, this is the thing. Let's just have a quick look at this. Oh, wait a minute. They have changed it around a little bit. Yes, they have. They have changed that. When I checked this on, when I had a look at this previously, or at least when it was mentioned on the forums, it said it would get APCR as stock ammo. That's not APCR, that's APDS. And it doesn't get any additional forms of ammunition type. Let's have a quick look at the Centurion. Centurion's going to get the same loadout, I think. Yep. So, yeah, they've basically bottled it as far as the British top tier tanks go, from what I can see there. And they've bottled it as far as the tier 4 tanks go, and made it easy street. These 3 tanks here, they're going to, just face roll over most of the opponents, well, especially that. That's just going to be sick at its battle rate. It really is. That's going to cause so many problems with players, and they cause a lot of upsets, I think, as well. Alright, however, I'm going to I'm now going to switch over to the Japanese and just go through them as well. I'm just going to quickly go through the last 2 things that they've added in for the British, which is that, well, the 813. That's just one you can buy for gold. There was another vehicle down here that I noticed in the prospective tech tree, but it's not actually been put in yet, and that's the Australian Thunderbolt, which is a tank based on the Sentinel hull with a different turret. However, that's going to be around about there as far as I'm aware, and obviously it's not in game at the moment. Okay, the last bit will be the Japanese aircraft, and this is where it gets, again, a little bit confusing. Okay, so the Japanese had added in the Ki-44-2 Hei, which is this plane here, pretty much the same as the Ki-44, and then it's got 450 cals. Actually, I'm not sure if the other one does get 450 guns thinking about it, but still, it's not an amazing display of armament, I should say. They have also had added in the A7M2 down here, and to be honest, the A7M2, I kind of think that should be the battle rating for the A7M1 as well, or thereabouts. The A7M1 at the moment, however, is the Japanese premium plane that was added in the last patch, and let me just show you. It's still here at a battle rating of 3.3. There's no pay to win element there. I've checked with Gaijin, they've told me it's not pay to win, and I'm supposed to trust them. I'm kidding, I've not asked Gaijin. Like they would actually tell me that it was pay to win anyway. Okay, down here. The other aircraft as well that I've added in this case, 61 Tay. This is in normal Tetri, I do have to point out, not premium aircraft. This is very similar, both in performance and armament, to the Ki-61 Hey, which is pretty much the plane before it. There. But this is where it changes. Well, it becomes a little bit confusing or chaotic, you know, call it whatever you want. The Ki-61-1 Hey is at battle rating 4.7. Okay? The Ki-61-1 Tay is at battle rating 4.3. This thing, I assume, when it's spaded, will outperform the Ki-61 Hey. But you wouldn't think that from the battle rating. So, only time will tell. I have to test that out and see what it performs like. But I'm expecting it to be better than that, considering that, you know, it's a later version. Right. The last vehicle they've added in for the Japanese is this one. Another semi-controversial plane, I suppose, at the end of the day. It's a premium aircraft. And it's got twin 40mm cannon. However, it only has 10 rounds per gun. So that's 20 rounds in total. And the shot velocity on these guns is terrible. I mean, really terrible. In the initial post, when they announced this aircraft, they said that the guns had an effective range of about 150 meters. 150 meters. Sorry, I did need to reiterate that. That, for dogfighting purposes, is incredibly short. I mean, you'd literally be, you know, within spitting distance almost of the enemy aircraft. But yeah, that's in a tier 2 battle rating 2.3, and it costs you 850 golden eagles. Personally, I don't think that will be pay to win, judging by its armament. However, I do think that is going to get clubbed quite badly by what it will fight against, because that will get up tiered into 3.3 games. Okay, 3.3 games contain the A7M1, but it also contains the XP55, which is a complete UFO. So yeah, you can kind of see the problem really with that plane, I think. I mean, it's not just a case that everyone's fighting or flying the XP55. I mean, there will be obviously other planes in there as well. But the way the matchmaker works with it up-tiering people into 3.3 games, yeah, it's going to happen quite a lot, I guess. I'm getting told to test fly the Ki-44 because apparently it's hilarious. So let's have a quick look and see what it's like. Yeah, god damn it, I have to take it off from the ground. Okay, let's have a quick look at these guns. Alright, one thing that someone has mentioned to me about these is apparently the shot drop is terrible. So, yeah, more like mortars. So, let's have a quick look. Wow, yeah, they fire. That's I've got vertical targeting turned on, so the guns are, you know, centered to 500 meters. Let me just do that again, and this time I'll just fire the cannon. So this is the cannon. Ready? Watch. See how far I'm in a straight line. Think about it. So they should hit my crosshair around about 500 meters. There you go. Just watch how high these go. It's just brilliant. Oh dear. Well, I am possibly going to be checking this out in combat because it is dirt cheap, so I'm tempted to. But I'm not going to do that, at least at the moment, I don't think. I'm going to be looking at British tanks. So, I'll leave that there. But, now I need to have a look at what's available. I do have the A13, so I'm probably going to have to take this in for a game or two. I've heard about that as well. Apparently, another issue, is that because, you know, Gaijin doing their normal thing with regards to the releasing of the British tanks, you know, i.e. there's nothing really come out for the other territories. Everyone, and I mean literally everyone, is playing British tanks. Because of that, you can't get games in realistic battle, in tank battles with the British. From what I've heard, it's nigh on impossible. Okay, so what I might end up having to do is do freaking arcade. Yes, you can. I don't know if you can actually detect my hatred of arcade from that sentence. I'm not sure, but it's there. You can trust me on that one. So that's not got any ground attackers in it, so that one can be my other crew. Dun, dun, dun. The almighty Tetrarch. Which is kind of weird. Why is that down there at battle rating 1? When the M21, which is kind of its American counterpart, is, let's have a look, or M22 even, is there at battle rating 2.0. And the British one even has a bigger gun as well. 40mm gun versus a 37mm gun. The logic is just astounding. I'm not going to try and question Gaijin's logic anymore. It will probably just turn me insane. Yes. So, town battle. Let's just see how long it takes, shall we? I'm assuming it's going to take quite some time. Research the AA now in clubs and all. Okay. Right, so, yeah. Let's have a look, shall we? 115 people queuing. And I guess that all of those people are queuing British tanks. This queue is probably going to take some time. I'm going to give it maybe 2 minutes. If it doesn't throw me into game by then I'm going to stop and then I'm going to have to do arcade. Because I'm not going to stand for these fucking retarded queues. My suggestion, by the way, with regards to this entire fiasco of, hundreds of players wanting to play as British tanks, it's not necessarily simple. It's actually quite complicated. In that, what I would have suggested to Gaijin was, instead of doing what they did or have done, with regards to releasing almost complete tech trees for 2 nations and then releasing another one the next year and then another one this year. What I would have suggested to Gaijin, in order to kind of balance it out, and stop this seesaw imbalance problem that they've been running into for the last 3 years, would have been to do something a little bit more sensible or rational, even. And that's when they brought in tanks, rather than adding in just the 2 nations, or with the almost complete tech trees. What I would have done, or at least asked them to do, would have been to release reserve tech trees for all nations at the same time, and then 6 months, 3 months down the line or whatever, add in the tier 2s for all of the nations, and then another 6 months, 3 months, whatever, the same thing again for the tier 3, etc, 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 until they've all got them in. But they haven't done that.
No.
Hello, Sam.
Yeah, I've got time for literally like 1 game before I get head to work. But yeah, I came in and heard you talking about that. That tortoise game was just But I've had like 3 games in it. One of them got bombed like as I was bringing the tortoise out.
Oh.
Second one was
this in arcade, I assume?
No. This was. Second one was.
Yeah, you could have that.
The one that I got the 2 panthers and was about to shoot the tiger, and then the third one, which I just had, 3 Yag tigers.
Oh.
Face to face with the 3 of them, and each one put around, each one penned, and I got smashed to shit.
No.
Because I couldn't. I was just there like, why am I facing Yag tigers?
Well, because you should really be facing against Yag tigers in that thing. I'd love how this is another thing. I mean, they've gone to all of this effort to put in detail, such as smoke grenade launchers. That's what that is. And that's what that is there. And they can't fucking use them. Because apparently, the reason why we're not getting smoke grenades, by the way, is because they don't want to, overload scrub fucking potato PCs for players. They're quite happy to give them a in-game advantage with the removal of terrain and fucking foliage, but when it comes down to, putting in something realistic, forget about it. Too much frame loss for scrubs. Oh, right, okay, I've got the desert map with the British. So, green tanks on a desert map. Awesome. Yeah, but like I say, Cyberski, it's that kind of mentality is what's basically fucking up the gameplay.
Oh, guess what?
What?
IS2 just penned like a panther, and I'm in a fucking tortoise.
Oh, post-war ammunition. Oh, Kugelblitz.
Yeah, but
oh, cool rounds.
that fucking ammunition has penetration value of like 450 million millimeters.
Invincible. Let's have a look at this map then. So,
which one are you on?
El Alamein. Not bad. I'm looking at it at the moment. It's quite scenic.
What was it?
Fucking
Tunisia's
still arcade.
really nice as well, actually.
Here we go again. I was reading again. You know, they did a dev blog post on this saying, "Oh, yeah, let's check this out." Blah blah blah. Hype, hype, hype. And one of the things they said was, "Yeah, we've put a kind of village in the middle of the map." I'm looking at the map at the moment, and yeah, it's pretty much in the middle, but it's nowhere near the fucking cap point. Let's have a quick look at it. Apparently you can drive through these buildings and destroy them, so that's another reason why I want to have a look. Frame rate's not bad on this, though. It's not bad at all. Yeah, fuck your building. Oh, no. Apparently not. Oh, high explosive, eh? Have this building. See if you'd like high explosive. No, you don't, see? That's what you get for fucking with me. Well, considering that most of these like buildings weren't actually made out of bricks, the walls shouldn't be collapsing like that. It's just, yeah, they've obviously done some major league work on this to figure out how to. I say that I'm just shooting round after round into this building and nothing. High explosive. Oh wow. Okay. Apparently, yes. You just have to keep on shooting these. Charge. Uh oh. Uh oh. Got rubber banding. Get out of the way, you stupid building. Out of the way. Just driving through someone's living room. Okay, that's enough of shooting buildings. Alright, let's go and have a look at the castle now. Oh, nice fishes. Very nice.
Dad?
Although it's going to take you a while to get anywhere with it, unfortunately. He said that he's got the challenge one on Warfit. Alright, so there is a castle on the main map, but you can't get into it.
Like 3, isn't it?
Well, 3 forts, I suppose. I've just gone past one of them. Ah, opals.
Oh, that's why they didn't give it camouflage, because the sand sticks to your tank.
Yep.
Oh wow, the tortoise can be one-shotted.
Lol.
HE. But in the AA turret.
Lol. $7,900 lol. Wait, what the fuck? I've never driven this vehicle out before. How come all of that's already upgraded? What the fuck, game? Honestly, I'm not even trying to figure out what the fuck's going off there. Yeah, again with that. What? What? It's supposed to be a new feature for fucking reserve tanks, I guess. They already come partially upgraded. for easy mode scrubs with no brains. I love the way these new crew, points work. And yeah, I'm being sarcastic. It's shit. What really makes me laugh about arcade is like, from what I see on YouTube and on their own forums as well, and how people think it's actually quite challenging. Yes, challenging. I think it's mentally challenging, but that's about it. Oh God, seriously, I fucking hate this shit. Fucking don't need any of that, I don't think. Yeah, let's go. We're gonna go to A to this on this occasion and have a look at this map. This is the Tunisia map. Oh my God, it's got barbed wire. What the fuck are they thinking? Are they thinking, that this is actually a battlefield? Because that's just insane. I mean, why would you want to think that this is a battlefield? There's no infantry running around. There's no bunkers. There's no, defences. What were they thinking? I mean, seriously, the guy who did that in this game, or the developer who put all of them in, I'm surprised he's still got a job. In fact, he's probably been sacked thinking about it. What are you doing, Yuri? We don't want people to think this game is semi-realistic. To Gulag. Now. I'm kind of wondering whether or not I can blow up all of these buildings as well now. I wish I'd brought some HE ammo. Shit. Uh-oh, something's over there on my right. This thing has a really weird turning ability. That's okay, it's gunner there. Wow. How far rate? Wow. Lol. What the fuck? I think this is bugged. I think it might be bugged, I'm not sure. You see that far rate? What the fuck? Wow. My God. And no, I've not researched all of the modifications in that tier, you fucking stupid game. Alright, so, yeah, whatever. Oh, but look, the British are there now. So it's, yeah, as I said, when before they added this patch in. But wait a sec. No, there's just British premiums in it, I think. The Achilles. And some planes. So, wow. Such a large choice of vehicles to use for the British. I'm quite amazed. They still want people to just play the fuck out of Russians, though. Alright, so how much more of this? A fair bit, actually. I've got to farm out the rest of that, and then I'm on to probably the Crusader. Then, though, I can start using tier 2s, but I won't have any tier 2s because I'll have to research them all. But what I can do, which I'm tempted to do, is I can start taking out the Firefly Scorpion. And by taking out the Firefly Scorpion, I can basically skip playing really all of that shit in there. And start, working on stuff down here. Well, in theory. However, I've heard bad things about the armor values for that, so yeah, I'm not expecting much. But the thing is, by using that, it means I'll be able to do realistic battles and not shitty arcade games. Wow, that packet loss. Wow. Such a maze. 5% packet loss, really. And yeah, I remember when the British, well, that was interesting. I just got deflected. My entire tank got knocked 45 degrees by a wooden fence. Nerf wooden fence, please, OP. I mean, I know this tank is quite light, but a wooden fence, seriously? Yeah, you saw it. Okay, so. Now I can ditch the fucking, arcade bullshit. And look at some proper tanks. Wait a minute. What the fuck? Yeah, I thought as much. What? Why did it not show that in the list there? What the fuck is that doing up there? You stupid fucking retards.
What?
Gaijin are just so fucking retarded, it's just unreal. The Mark 10 Wellington is next to the Swordfish in the crew, quick change list. And the Mark 3 is next to the Lancaster. It's a fucking tank. It should be available in this mission. Apparently not in this planet, or not in this, dimension. I mean, what, so I can't even take that into battle now? Let's just change all of these out. I'm gonna have to wait for that to unlock, so that's another fucking 7 minutes wasted. Alright, let's have a look at this again, shall we? See if I can actually take the Firefly out this time. Oh, fuck. Up to an inclusive of 2.3. Okay, right, that's good, that's good. That's really good. That means that it won't affect this. Well, hopefully. Well, I'm pretty sure that Gaijin don't know anyway. Now with that crew locked out and that crew locked out, hopefully I might be able to use the Firefly this time. But I'm honestly not sure. British and Americans versus Germans and Russians. Historically accurate. Okay, so let's have a look. Did that give me any RP at all? Well, I probably didn't get anything in that previous game actually, because, you know, reasons. But yeah, what I think I'm going to have to do is drop that out, because that's what's fucking me over. When I put that into the lineup, I can't take that in. For some magical reason. And I love how all of these aircraft are locked out, even though I didn't even use them. Oh, there we go. They're unlocked now. Magic. Yep. I've been banned off their forums now. Oh. Oh well. I'll be yeah, taking that up with someone who isn't a teenager. I mean, again, you know, them thinking about it, I might not even bother arguing with the, you know, moderators with regards to that little ban, because it's going to save me a hassle. It means I don't have to look at their forums anymore. Oh wow. Yeah, you shoot me, pal, and I will fuck you up. Yeah, he's team killing. What a fucking moron. Lol, he just hits, really, this game. Comedy of comedies. Oh, wow, I'm dead. He's gonna one-shot me now. There you go. It's just so fucking predictable, this game. And about. Okay, you see, I really don't mind with regards to this, because that tank will be unlocked, I think, when I get back into the hangar. Maybe, maybe not. Soon see him, possibly. Oh, there you go. So I can just take that again. And I don't have to worry about arcade scribbery. Oh, that shadow. What the fuck was going on there? What the fuck? This game. Jesus Christ. It's comical, it really is. Oh well. Well, I did actually fuck up his gun there, so that's at least half decent. Did something rather than nothing. Shit. And double shit. I didn't even fucking touch that. Russian P-47, wow. Prince. Oh lord. Oh, double love. He just drove as he came around the corner. We almost won that there as well. Enjoy Russian. Actually, you know what? I'm tempted to drop a bomb on Cap Point first. Well, mind you, that's probably what that Wellington's doing, but I'm not sure. Well, he probably was going to do that, but then that Yak 3 got him. they also seem to cap that rather quickly as well. You know, it's a mad coincidence how this game being shit and me not wanting to playtest it for them are, you know, joined or combined. It's very strange. I might actually have to see about writing a you know, scientific paper on it. The strange coincidence between a shit game and not wanting to play a shit game, or not wanting to playtest said shit game for fucking idiots. And I really can't wait to see, you know, Fly Daily's video on everything and how amazing the game is working, and how brilliant he is, obviously, as well. And obviously, I'm also quite interested to see other people's videos, like maybe even Jingle's, perhaps. Although I'm guessing that it's going to be mainly Wikipedia reading. Squire is going to be just malapropisms all over the place, as per usual. Baron von Games will basically consist of very small words, with him trying to express his excitement. Yeah, I'm not sure what Max is going to think of this. If he's not sold out, then he will probably be ripping it to pieces. But, you know, we'll have to wait and see on that one, I think. But I think he's going to do me for today for War Thunder. I really can't be arsed with this shit. It's back to Balked Thunder. Back to Balked Thunder. That's probably the best way to describe it. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to be fussed about playing this today, at least. I'll probably come back to it tomorrow. Hopefully things might have settled down a bit by then, but you know, this game, anything can happen in the next 24 hours. Well. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'm gonna switch over to something else that's enjoyable.